information. Brother Dave Hughes is on with us. Good morning, Dave. How are you, sir?
Well, I can make you a great deal on firewood right now if you'd like some.
We don't. I don't know. Wait a minute. Wait. If you make us a good deal, we can patch it together. We can make a raft.
You know what?
That would come in handy, too. Yeah, I'll take anything at this point. It was a loud night down here.
Man, we have on our TV screen right now some of the footage from Louisiana. There's a mobile home that's right now losing its roof. And this is some file footage that I think Will has put up on our website. But there are a lot of trees down, are there not?
Yes, there are. As a matter of fact, we had an incident last night down here where Interstate I-55 was completely closed down at the Macomb exit, both northbound and southbound, because we had a high-tension power line down across it and trees down across all four lanes.
Wonder how long they held that traffic up.
They've actually got it back open at the moment. But we have cleanup in front of us. Everybody's out of power. No one has power down here. And as I said, there are trees and treetops. I'm standing right now at my house, and I'm looking at the top of a pine tree that I actually watched snap last night and fall down in my driveway.
Jeez. So what you need is a chainsaw this morning.
Yes, I've got one of those.
Yeah.
that might be more dangerous than it needs to be right now, but I've got one of those.
Hey, Dave, how much rain have you gotten? Can you tell?
I haven't seen any official numbers yet, but just from my rough estimate and from the running totals that I had seen, we've gotten about 3-4 inches probably.
Yeah. I tweeted something out a few moments ago because the National Weather Service, it wasn't the National Weather, I think it was AP, said they had a headline, New Orleans recovering from one of the strongest storms ever in their history. And I'm thinking, wait a minute now, if you start looking at the damage, and I'm just comparing this to Katrina, for the Gulf Coast or even what went on as far as the flooding and everything else for New Orleans in the Ninth Ward, and I thought, it's bad, but is it as bad as Katrina? And I don't think anybody would agree to that.
I don't know, and here's why I say that. And I'm going to go by my local situation here in Pike County, because I looked it up yesterday because I got curious. And when Katrina came through back in 2005 here in Pike County, we maxed out at 48-mile-an-hour maximum sustained winds, according to the National Weather Service, with gusts up to 62. We beat both of those numbers last night and overnight when Ida came through here. Yes.
Wow. Was the damage as evident as in Katrina?
What little I've seen, I don't think so. That's the one interesting thing, because this thing did break up quite a bit once it got up here. I think that's going to be a question that would be best answered with another question, which is, which part are you talking about? Down at Grand Isle? Yes, I think this was probably one of the worst that ever happened.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Fort Bouchon. New Orleans? Well, it depends, I think, on how you want to judge it, because from everything I've heard, they're going to be 3-4 weeks before they get any power back to anywhere in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So I think it's situational.
Well, we haven't seen what the damage is to the Superdome and some of the areas there. Those live cams at Bourbon Street and places like that. I saw some awnings down, and there was some spotted damage, but it certainly wasn't, massive destruction like a tornado.
Yeah, and I will say this, as somebody, and I'm standing at the same house that I rode Katrina out in, it feels different. It doesn't feel as bad as Katrina did. Now, that's there's nothing scientific about that, obviously, but as I stand here looking out over the yard and seeing the people drive by and hearing the generators run and everything else, it just doesn't have quite the same feeling of disaster that we had after Katrina came through. So in that one, and that could just be, a combination of hindsight and experience at this point, but it just doesn't have that same feeling to it.
Well, but you've got light rain for the most part right now, or is there still some heavy rain?
Light rain and light breezes. We're pretty much out of the worst of it. I started to say in the clear, and I caught myself because I'm not going to tempt fate like that.
Yeah, you go right ahead.
Well, as soon as you say that, another one of those wraparound bands confronts you. So, but it's kind of moved over toward the eastern part. Pensacola is getting some heavy rain. Mobile, they're getting some flooding, and it's moving into Montgomery, Alabama, headed toward Huntsville, and as it makes that turn a little bit. But stay safe, my man. And as always, I think when we tell Dave to stay safe, we mean it.
Yeah, 'cause
in more ways than one. So,
Dave
I will say this: probably the person beside me most invested in my safety is Paul.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So whenever the phone rings, how you doing, Dave? Thank you, man.
We're going to break into I've got a friend in me if we don't stop.
Thank you.